Story 1. I'm 14 and my dad is 39. He's not my biological dad. He married my mom a couple of years ago, maybe 7, and he is very nice. I like hanging out with him, but sometimes it is weird because I catch him checking me out sometimes, like looking at my butt and stuff, or when I'm wearing something that's a little more revealing, let's say sweatpants and crop top, and then he tries to play it off by punching me in the arm playfully or trying to make me fall by having his foot hit my leg. I don't know if I'm overthinking it, but sometimes we are just having a convo, and then he just looks down at my chest area. I don't even have that much to look at. It really creeps me out. I used to be comfortable wearing underwear and just a shirt around him, but now I'm not anymore. And my mom worries even more because she keeps saying I'm not allowed to wear that stuff near him. I'm always fully dressed, but she talks as if he isn't going to be able to control himself or something. And every time I'm going up the stairs, I feel like he is checking me out. Sometimes I see him looking at me too. Going up the stairs, maybe that one is normal, but with everything else, it is very weird. Story 2. I am 15 and live with just my mom. I just accidentally found out she used to be a sex worker. I don't know if she was an escort or prostitute or something. All I know is that she was a sex worker. So I am very interested in filmmaking and photography, and my mom has been very supportive of my interests. The camera that I've used for photography broke, and so my mom has to go buy a new one, but I wanted to see if I could find a spare camera in our basement. I ended up finding a camera, and I looked and found some very odd pictures. One was of my mom wearing a skimpy outfit, the other was completely naked. I ended up looking at more and found multiple pictures of her in random positions with a bunch of different guys. I think it's pretty clear she used to be an escort. She's had a couple of boyfriends throughout my life, but they've never gone anywhere though. I feel gross for looking at those photos and knowing my mom did this, and that's probably how she got pregnant with me. My mom does not know that I know, and I have no clue if I should confront her about it or just leave it be. I love my mom very much, and she has given me a happy life. We are as close as mother and son can be, but this feels so weird. Story 3. So there I was in the bathroom for a quite while now because, I was polishing my trumpet. Suddenly my mom makes me get out because she was needing to use the damn thing too. I get out and notice my buddy is still very awake. Being a horny teenager, I just took my poorly worn underpants off thinking, I'll be done before she comes out, and kept going at it fully naked. The time goes by, I'm close to it, and I hear the flush. Luckily, this kind of situation is sort of a turn-on for me, so it sped things up. But still, time was running out. I was feeling the shotgun was seconds from firing, and that's when, from the corner of the living room's connection to the hallway that leads to the bathroom, I see my mother, who has a complete view of me. Instinctively, I tell her to wait, but I keep going because I was finally orgasming. She didn't hide in the corridor. Instead, she comes towards me to get something on the couch, and so, since I hit the jackpot at last, I ejaculated right in front of my mother, and I'm pretty sure she saw the pearl jam coming off. Immediately, I raced to the bathroom to take the bath I was supposed to take after I used the toilet. But being fully honest, I kinda liked it. I don't know if it was because my mom was looking or what, but I liked it. The second one is similar, but I managed to not be noticed this time. I moved with my dad and was at a hotel with my mom because we live in separate states. After I got out of the shower, my mother goes and takes her own. I was thinking about Mom being right there and me being at risk of being caught, as well as thinking about her naked in the shower. I know, I'm disgusted myself and got a hard-on. So, not being dressed yet, I just laid on my towel and got to it, even if I already did it during my shower. Once I finished the deal, I just casually cleaned myself with the towel, got dressed, and moments later, my mom comes out of the shower. I feel disgusted for thinking those thoughts in the heat of the moment. But I don't regret it. Those were good orgasms. Story 4. I'm 23 and I live with my mom in the UK, and recently my mom's friend Jill has also been living with us. Not permanently, just for a few months until she gets her house sorted. My mom is out of the house a lot for work during times when it's just me and Jill at home. So we talk a lot and get on really well together. We sometimes talk for a couple of hours at a time and we're sharing more and more personal stuff with each other, and it's really nice. I share more with her than I do with my mom sometimes. Jill can be quite oblivious to things, and I don't know if she's aware, but she sometimes wears quite revealing clothes around the house. I don't think she knows, but I can see a lot sometimes. She doesn't do it as much when my mom is around, which almost makes me think she's doing it on purpose. But I don't think that's the case. I think she'd be so embarrassed if she knew, so I haven't told her. Plus, I don't want to sound like a creep, but I don't want it to stop, and if I tell her it will stop. She is very attractive for her age. Besides, it's likely she's leaving soon anyway. My mom would kill me if she found out I was watching her best friend without her knowing and loving it, and started having these feelings. We never really talk about anything intimate, so she'd definitely flip out. Part of me wants to say something to Jill to see if it leads anywhere, but it feels like that's a bit diluted. Story 5. I know this sounds super weird, but it's not really in an incestuous way. I'm kind of her assistant. She got laid off from her job in April and has been live streaming, making NSFW videos to sell ever since. She has been doing so well, she hasn't applied for another job. Anyway, she was kind of desperate at first and straight told me she wanted to sell videos like one of her friends and asked for help but said she couldn't pay me. I said sure, why not, and we have been working together ever since. I set up and operate the equipment, then edit the videos, and she, well, performs. It was super weird at first, but now it's very casual, like a job. Story 6. When I was 18, I worked at Taco Bell, and a coworker would always flirt with me. We both worked graveyard during weekends and got off at 2 or 3 a.m. I knew she had kids, but she supposedly was single. Finally, one day we were joking around and kissing. After that, it escalated. We'd have sex every night after work. Then one day, her husband shows up looking for her. I talked to her after work that night, but she says they were having issues. We stopped having sex, but after a few weeks, I actually wanted her again. Turned me on knowing I was fucking her when she was married. Since then, I've had different jobs, and I make friends and act just how they want. Hear them out, listen to them, notice when they do something like their hair or new perfume and they like it. They make comments about how their husbands don't do that, so I keep on with it, getting their trust. Then they start talking to me about problems and we get closer. I begin flirting with them, making comments, and they enjoy it, so they respond back, tease a bit, and show more skin and some accidental touching. I work in a professional environment, so in a few cases, they start sending pictures of outfits, and if I like it, it leads to sex. I can't help the rush of getting caught. There's time we call off work and meet at a hotel and spend the day there. I can't seem to stop.